scrappy people, Traci Reed here today, coming at you with a sketchy Sunday. That's what I was looking for. Sketchy Sunday number 24, and you can see that I am starting here with the sketch in Photoshop. And today I'm going to be using the Indivisible collection, which is my most recent patriotic collection. It is protest march themed, but I'm not going to be using it for that theme today. I'm actually going to be using it to scrapbook our new puppy, Liberty Belle, or Libby as we call her. She was a surprise puppy that we got on the 4th of July, so of course she got a patriotic name, and she's getting her very first layout done in a patriotic kit. So I'm only starting off in Photoshop here so that I can show you just sort of how I set up this file to print to start this layout off, because I am going to finish it in real life, of course, but I'm going through the stickers right now after having placed the papers in their respective places on the layout, and now I'm going through and I'm finding tags to go with the sketch. The sketch itself, let me add it in here for a second. It has tags in 3 different places, 2 photos, and then it has journaling directly on that paper strip right there. So I'm going to be adding in the tags and the journaling and the title on this page before I print it with embellishments that I'm going to cut out. I've used the Indivisible collection quite a bit, so I don't have a lot of it printed on my, like, in real life anymore, so I'm just going to print as I go. And then I'm probably actually going to reprint this collection because we're going to be participating in some marches and protests in the next few weeks, so I'm going to need it again. But I'm adding in Liberty Belle in a font, and what I'm going to do here is, it's a pretty cool trick. I'm going to change my font to be the pink color in this collection, and then I'm actually going to add a sticker outline to it in Photoshop. So I'm going to change it to pink here in a second after I finish fussing around. Okay, let's change it to pink, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a stroke. So I'm going to go to the styles, or actually to the layers box, and then I'm going to double click and just going to add a white outside stroke at 20-ish. That's what I always generally do for stickers, is 20-ish. Then I'm going to do the same thing to Liberty. I'm going to rasterize both of these so that I can shadow them and make sure that I like the way that they look. And then when I send this over to Silhouette, I'm just going to send it as 2 different full title stickers so that it cuts just like that. The last thing I need to do is add my journaling to this background here, and I just added it in white I'm just typing in the little spot and hitting enter when I need to add a new line, rather than trying to fuss with text boxes. Sometimes it's just easy to not work with text boxes. Alright, so now I've got everything printed. You can see I added some digital mixed media to the background of that paper just to lessen some of that really bold pattern in the back there. And now I'm going to start reassembling what I did in Photoshop and adding my little touches here and there to make it pop off the page, literally pop off the page in the case of these 2 photos, because I'm going to pop them up on foam stickers so that they have a little bit of height. The good thing about printing and cutting my stuff on Silhouette is that it's already the right size. I don't have to use my paper trimmer. I'm going to stick these down so that I know where I'm going to build my clusters, and you can see that the text wraps around the photos, or they did in Photoshop, so I know exactly where to put my photos now that I have everything printed, and that'll be a good guide to start this page off. I'm going to use foam dots, or foam adhesive. I'm not going to make you watch me pull these backs off because it takes forever, but I just made sure that I did not put a foam dot over in the corner where they overlap. But now you can see they're popped up off the page, and now I can start. I'm going to cut them apart. I'm going to add the holes in them because I always try to do that first before I start adding anything so nothing gets messed up. Of course, I knew that this was going to be or it was going to clear the holes just because of the way that I designed it. But, you know, it's always better to be safe than sorry. I'm going to pull all of these embellishments off in clusters. So I knew that all of these are going to be on this top tag up in the corner. So I'm just going to start there. I printed some digital washi tape, some of the stickers from the collection, but I also printed out these stars that are digital embellishments from the collection because I just like the way that they looked layered rather than stickers. So I'm going to put that down. Then I'm going to add the star on a pop dot. I think it's like the only star that gets this treatment because I made sure all of the pop dots were on the right hand side and there were none on the left hand side. That way we didn't get double pop dot action and have too much height in our layout. I don't like to have things overlap that are popped up off the page because then it creates double the thickness of the page layout in your album, which means you can fit less pages in your album, which is never good for me since I already have like 15 albums going. We don't need to add more just because we wanted to use pop dots. I am sticking the edge of the banner up on this pop dot though because it is floating in air over the photo, so we want to make sure that it is supported. Look at that baby face. So Libby is a half boxer, half beagle. They call it a boggle. I didn't know that before I got her. She's a rescue. My best friend has this way of attracting dogs, well, all animals, and the mommy of this doggy followed my best friend home at work. She's a paramedic, and so she was going back to the fire station, and her mommy followed her home. Well, my best friend, being the excellent person that she is, she tracked down the owner of the mommy dog, and the owner of the mommy dog did not want the mommy. Oh, and by the way, there's puppies. So we got the puppy because we can commit to a puppy and not a puppy and a mommy, but the mommy was taken by my best friend to rehome. She might actually become a station dog, which would be very good for her because she needs lots of love and attention too. But so we ended up with a puppy randomly on the day before the 4th of July with no warning, which is fine because we lost Reese last year. It's been almost exactly a year since we lost Reese, and my husband was really feeling the loss of him recently. Obviously, we've been mourning him since we lost him, but sometimes, you know, it comes in waves, and he's been really mourning the loss of his best friend, his buddy, for the last few months, and looking at dogs. So having a puppy fall into our laps seemed kind of kismet, and the fact that she is half boxer, half beagle, and Reese was half boxer, half Rottweiler, and they're going to look very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets to be a nice big dog, or at least a larger medium-sized dog. They're going to look pretty similar. She looks like a blonde version of him already. So it just really felt serendipitous for her to become part of our family. And I keep saying that to myself as she gets up every 2 hours on the hour and likes to chew on my toes, that she was very serendipitous. She belongs with us, I swear. Breathe in, breathe out. It's only a few months. I don't like having newborns, but I do like having puppies, so here we go. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some enamel dots, of course, to this page. I like the way that they give a little bit of texture and a little bit of pops of color all over the page. These ones are from the Cocoa Daisy Wayfarer collection, which happens to be red, white, and blue as well, so it matches really well. I'm going to move these back over here because instead of putting them on that blank tag, I'm actually going to create sort of an ombre stamped date effect on that tag. It's going to be nice, messy stamping, but it's also going to be in red, white, and blue, or actually red, pink, and blue. So we're going to do blue down here, and then I'm just going to clear off my stamp, do red, and then I decide to go grab a couple more ink colors to create that ombre. Somehow it switched to July 14th while I was doing that, and I actually noticed, which was amazing. So that's what I was looking at. It said July 14th. But anyway, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There is a link to the sketch in the description box below. You can check out more examples with it from the team, and I will see you next time. Thank you.